So I'd now like to pass you over to Andy Buchanan, who will talk about the Design for Fire Safety Guide. Andy.
Well, good afternoon. It's the end of a long day. It's been a fascinating day. I've got a lot of things I could say, but I guess the most exciting thing really is just to see what's happening here and see the enthusiasm for these design guides. I was asked to contribute to the fire design guide, and I can remember when I was a young engineer, a recent graduate from Canterbury, and I went off to California to do my master's degree in earthquake engineering, and I met a professor there, and he said, what about fire safety? Fire engineering. I said, what's fire engineering? He said, well, you can do your thesis in fire engineering. And I did that way back in the 70s, and it's been one string to my bow for many, many years. And then when I ended up at the University of Canterbury, and we had the STIC program for 5 years in multi-storey timber buildings, and then fire safety was a big part of that. The other thing that I did when I was a young engineer 30 years ago is that together with the industry, we produced a book called the New Zealand Timber Design Guide with the help of Timber Industry Federation. It's a pink book. All of the students who graduated from Canterbury University over 30 years had that pink book on their bookshelf. You've got one, Andy. And what we're doing now is that it's out of date, and it's being updated in a whole new way with digital content into these new design guides. And so I'm thrilled to be part of it. Andy asked me to say a few things about fire safety in timber buildings. It's pretty simple. And what you all know is that wood burns. That's a bit of a problem, but we can protect it. If we've got small bits of wood, we protect it with gypsum plasterboard. If Kevin Golding can sell us enough of it. When we get to big lumps of wood, we know that it chars at a predictable rate, and so it has very good fire resistance. But we've got to be a bit careful, because many of you will know that about 3 weeks ago, the Cement and Concrete Association in their monthly newsletter wrote a story saying wood is dangerous in fire because of Grenfell fire, facades, some of the glues aren't as good as they might be, wood can delaminate in fires, and the problem that we've got is that what they were saying was not nonsense. There were some truths in what they said. They exaggerated it. What it does mean is that we have to be very careful and we have to be knowledgeable. It's not good enough to say wood's better than steel in fire, because wood does burn. And when a fire goes out in a steel building, the fire's out. You come back next week or next month and fix it up. When the fire goes out in the timber building, it might not be out. You might come back tomorrow and find that the building fell down overnight. So we just have to be careful about all of that. And what we've done in the Timber Design Guide for Fire is we've tried to just put out very clearly the science, the facts about wood in fire. And it is a good news story, but we have to be careful that we don't oversell our product, because if you oversell, you get yourselves into trouble. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm thrilled to be part of all this. Andy, back to you.